What's up, everybody? It's Ryno Racing 4, and today it is almost time for the 2019 Daytona 500. It is very close, probably around a week of the time of this video upload. I am going to give you a video of my general opinion of some of the 2019 paint schemes, and we're going to go in numerical order. Not every driver will be in here, not every paint scheme will be in here, just the ones that I'm able to find online. So, we are going to start off with Kurt Busch's #1 Monster Energy car. And this one, I gotta tell you, is very nice in my opinion. Unfortunately, they won't make it in 1/64 version for the diecast. If they did, I would totally get this one. If I want to get this one, I'm probably just gonna have to custom make it myself. I mean, it looks like a pretty basic car to make yourself. I mean, it's just like, it doesn't have any fancy stuff to it. It's just a black base color with a few M's on it, and a few #1s, and a couple of Monster Energy logos, and that's about it. So it's nothing too special, but I do like it with the black and the green. I think it looks very nice with the Camaro on the front, the #1. As Kurt Busch is in his first year with Chip Ganassi Racing, I think this is a good car for him. Then he also has his gear wrench car. It is similar to Jamie McMurray's car in 2018, but it's a little bit different, and it also has Monster Energy on the side. I mean, I don't know. I think I like this one better than Jamie McMurray's in 2018. This is a little bit better. This is probably the easiest Jamie McMurray car to get, or the easiest Kurt Busch car to get this year because of the Monster Energy car not being in 1/64. I'm either gonna have to stick with this one or custom make the Monster Energy one. So this it's okay. I haven't been a big fan of the gear wrench cars, but it's alright. Then next we have Brad Keselowski's Miller Lite car. This one is the exact same paint scheme it's been for the past 5 years. Or 4 or 5 years maybe. I think it was 2014 was the first year that this one was. It's been a long time with this the exact same paint scheme. It's kind of boring. The only difference is the Ford Mustang is now on the front of it. That's the only difference. Other than that, I think they really need to change this paint scheme up. It's getting pretty boring. I liked it back in like 2012 where they had it was very detailed, and it's kind of just, they haven't put much effort into this one, I think. But we'll move on to the next Brad Keselowski paint scheme, which is his discount tire. And yes, the only difference between this one and last year's is the Mustang. Other than that, this car is the exact same. And I don't know if I'll get this one. I'll probably get the Miller Lite one because I have the 2018 discount tire. So I might not get this one just because I have last year's. But, you know, I don't know, this looks, it looks good. I did like last year, so I like this year's. And the Mustang every car look at least a little bit better. But this next paint scheme, Austin Dillon's 2019 Dow car. Wow. This one is outstanding. Well, I thought last year's was great. This year's is even better. I think the red number on the side with the silver stripe going around it, it's like a hook. They've added more red to it, more of a different type of red. It's not like a more fading, it's more of a lighter and just solid red. And I love this paint scheme, and I'm planning on picking this one up this year. This one is great. His other one on the American Ethanol, this one on the other hand is not good at all, in my opinion. I don't like this light green with the white, and then the numbers white as well. I don't like this one at all. This one is not good in my opinion. I'm not going to get this one this year. I'm just going to reuse the 2018 American Ethanol for Season 2 of the Ryno Racing Cup Series once that happens. But this one, I do not like this paint scheme. Now we move on to my favorite driver, Kevin Harvick, and the first one we have is his 2019 Jimmy John's car, and I like this one because I did like last year's, but obviously because of the Mustang looks, it makes every car look better, and the Mustang, they've added those couple extra stripes to it. One runs all the way past the number 4 on the side, one just runs a little over past the tire well, but the front of it is just black, and then you got the white hood. I love this one. I am planning on getting this one as well, either either online or if it comes out in the Authentics wave. But this one is outstanding in my opinion. And then we move on to another Kevin Harvick car, and this one is just as good. I don't know what it is about it, but when they switched the mobile one from being all white, basically, to now it's a completely black car, except for the mobile, and then the number 4s. This is basically an all-black car. I love this paint scheme. The deep black, I like it a lot better than I do the white Mobile 1 cars. So this one, I definitely want to get this one as well. This one's a great paint scheme as well. And then we move on to a third Kevin Harvick car, his Busch car. And this car, the front of it is this is a great picture. And this front, it just makes the car look so, like the good kind of mean. It just looks good. I mean, these ones are, the Busch, and the Busch Light basically are the exact same car as last year, except that it is the Mustang instead of the Fusion. It still looks good. I might get this one depending on money status. But if I do get one of the Busch cars, I'll get this one because I have the 2018 Busch Light. Nevertheless, another good-looking car. Not as good as the two other ones, but still pretty good. And then we have his Busch Light car, which is, you know, basically the same, as I said, as last year, except it's the Mustang. But this is overall pretty good again. I won't get this one this year. I know that for a fact. But it looks pretty good. Now we'll move on to his fifth and final one that I have for this video, which is his Hunt Brothers pizza. The Hunt Brothers I'm not sure if it's actually been in the Cup Series. I can't remember exactly. I'm leaning towards the fact that it was, but then I'm not for sure. If you know, comment down below. But this one does look good. This was it was put on by someone else, but this is just a good image of it out on display. It's similar to the one that he runs in the Xfinity Series, the one that he ran last year. It looks good. I don't think I'm going to get this one this year, though, because I like the other ones more. But it doesn't look bad. I'm not, if you guys haven't known, for some reason I don't like green on cars for some reason. I mean, other than Chase Elliott's Mountain Dew car last year, I don't really like green on race cars. It's just like the Austin Dillon one. I just don't like green race cars for some reason. But, you know, it's still an okay race car. Then we move on to the number 6 of Ryan Newman. Yes, Ryan Newman is now in the 6. Trevor Bayne is out. Matt Kenseth is not running it. It is now Ryan Newman, and his first car is a Caterpillar. This is only a side view. It does have a hood image up there in the on the left side of what the hood's going to look like. But yes, this is a Ford Mustang, and it is his Caterpillar. It looks better than what it has been in years past in his Caterpillars. I like that they've taken the white out and done more black with the car. It looks better. But this car is not as good as the one I'm about to show you, which is his Oscar Mayer one. And this, like, I don't know what it is about this. This car, it's like the bright orange is just, it looks great. I don't know what it is about it. It's just that bright orange looks so good. And the little hot dogs on the side, that's kind of cool too. And then the Mustang, obviously, as I keep bragging on that Mustang, I can't get enough of that Mustang. I think it looks better than the Camaro did when it was introduced last year. This one looks this one's one of the top paint schemes, I think, this Oscar Mayer car. I'm probably going to get this one this year, depending on if I can afford getting it. So this one's pretty good. Next is the 8 car of Daniel Hemrick, and here's basically a collage of 5 different paint schemes of him. There's probably more. I think there is more. It's just there would be so much work into putting in all of his paint schemes. He has so many. These are just 5 of them all in one image. And I'll start with the middle, the Caterpillar. Caterpillar's with him as well in the number 8. So I think Ryan Newman's looks better, honestly. I don't like that like brown looking color on the front, and then it goes back about 3/4 the way through the car. I just that brown is just I don't like that one. Then you have the Liberty National over there in the right top corner, and that one, I like that one, but the green, it's just, I like the blue on it. I'm not a big fan of the green, just like I said, it's an okay race car. I wouldn't say I like it very much. And then you move on to, what was that, Red Cap? Red Cap is on the bottom right, and that one, that one looks okay with the red and the black. I wouldn't say I'm a big fan of any of these, but then he has his Cessna, the white and silver one over there, and then he also has a Bass Pro Shops up in the top left corner. So I bet out of all these, I'd probably have to say my favorite would be the Cessna car, the white and silver, because I mean I don't like these paint schemes very much. I don't know why, but it'd either be the Cessna or the Bass Pro Shops. That's my favorite out of these. So we'll move on to another driver, which is the fan favorite now, since Dale Jr. retired. Now Chase Elliott is the most popular driver. His Napa car right here, it's basically the same as last year, so I'm not gonna get his Napa car this year because it's like the same. I think there's only like one golden stripe coming around the hood that was different, so I'm not gonna worry too much about that. I couldn't find any other paint schemes of him that were 2019 online, so I think if not, like the majority, if not all, are basically just the same as 2018 for 2019 for Chase Elliott. I don't think there's going to be much buying for Chase Elliott this year. So let's move on. And then we have the number 10 of Eric Almirola in his new Ford Mustang. This car is the same as last year, except for the Mustang. The paint scheme itself is I think it's identical. I don't see any big differences. But obviously the Mustang, so if I'm going to have Eric Almirola, I'm going to have to buy this in the Mustang version. So not much to say about this, since it was all the rage last year about Eric Almirola was this awesome looking paint scheme. But it's still great looking. The Mustang makes every car look better, and this one just makes it look a little bit better than it did last year. This picture, it's harder to notice. If you get like a front view of it, then I think it'll make it look better. I think it'll make it stand out more. And then we have the 11 of Denny Hamlin, which I'm glad they decided to change the paint scheme up. The 2017 and 2018 were identical, and the only differences he had were the text on the side of the car, which was it was either FedEx, it either said Express, Ground, Freight, or Office, and that was the only difference. It was the same magenta color or not magenta, just the violet, the purple violet color, and the orange, little like, they weren't flames, but it was just like a blocky flame looking image on the side, and I'm glad they changed it. They put more white on the car. I wouldn't say I'm a big fan. I mean, I think I rate this as the same as the 2017 and 18. I really wish they would go back to the 2016 paint schemes where it was a black base and then they had like a different color for each of the FedEx uh, parts. You know, like FedEx Express was orange and ground was green. Freight was like a pink color and Office was blue, and it was they looked that's where it looked the best in my opinion. These last 3 years, I don't think they've done as great of a job making paint schemes for Denny Hamlin. Next, we move on to Ryan Blaney, and this is the only car I found of him. I didn't find a Menards car or a Pennzoil car or something like that. All I found was the PPG, but you can see his new Mustang there. Depending on what money I have, I'll probably get one car of him to start out with at least, and it'll probably be either the Pennzoil or the Menards car, whichever one. I'd probably get, if he has a Pennzoil car, I'll probably get that since I have the 2018 Menards car. I also have the 2018 PPG, but because of the Mustang change, it's kind of hard since they have so many changes. Next, we move on to Clint Boyer, and this first paint scheme, is my favorite, and I'm definitely going to get this, whether it comes out in the Authentics waves or online. I think this image in particular is, it kind of dulls the color of yellow, and I think if you find another image, it will show the yellow as a little bit brighter, and that's what makes this car look great. This image is not a really good one, but if you find another one which is the actual model, not just this picture, then this car is outstanding. The Mustang makes it look twice as good, and this one is great, and I'm gonna need at least one Clint Boyer car for the Ryno Racing Cup Series, so this one's definitely the first car coming for Clint Boyer. The next car is his Pete car, and I'm not a big fan of this one. This one's not as good, in my opinion. I'm not gonna get this one. I think they did a better job with the Pete car on Daniel Suarez's car, or Matt Kenseth's, last year, and I think it was 2017 Matt Kenseth had the Pete car as well. It was either 2016 or 17 that Matt Kenseth had the Pete car, and they did a better job on that one than this one, I think. Even with the black, usually black, you add more black to a car and it looks better, but this one, I don't like this one as much. Then you move on to his Blue Def car, and this one, I kind of rate this in the same category as I do the Pete car. This one's not as good. I'd say the Pete car is a little bit better than this one. I don't like the white, the blue, the black, all mixed in. You have like two different shades of blue, you have white, and you have black. I think it's kind of crowded on the side of the car, but I do like the about how good the Rush Truck Centers is. I think it evens out these other two cars. And then we move on to Ricky Stenhouse Jr. with his Fast and All car, and they've changed it for the Mustang, and they've changed the paint scheme itself, and it looks good in my opinion. I don't dislike this car. It has it's like at the bottom where the tire is, you have like, it looks like a net type thing, like a fishing net or something, is all spread out along the black, and then it goes back near the back of the car as well. That looks kind of weird, but other than that, this car looks pretty fine. This is not my first pick for cars that I get for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in 2019. Next we have his Fifth Third Bank car, and this too is not my first pick for getting Ricky Stenhouse Jr. a car for the Ryno Racing Cup Series in Season 2. They do have the Mustang on this Fifth Third Bank car. Nothing too special about this. This has been the same for what is it? This is its third year of the same paint scheme. You know, it's a different car model, but it's the same paint scheme. So nothing too big about this. I'm not a really big fan of it. I think of the three that I'm going to show you, which I've already showed you, the Fastenal. I have the Fastenal, this one, and then the next one that I'm going to show you. This probably falls in last place. This is my favorite Ricky Stenhouse Jr. car. This one I am totally getting. I don't know how anybody couldn't like this Sunny D car. The Mustang on the front makes it look great, and then the paint scheme itself, the orange and the blue. I mean, how does somebody not like this? I mean, I understand it's Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and I don't like Ricky Stenhouse Jr. a lot, but I'm not judging on driver right now. I'm judging on paint scheme, and this paint scheme itself is incredible. And I'm definitely planning on getting this one for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Now this paint scheme, I think this is what Kyle Busch is going to be running in 2019. I couldn't find any other paint schemes for him. I didn't know if they had any or if he's just going to have the same paint schemes as he did for 2018. But I believe he's going to have this paint scheme as his M&Ms for 2019. I'm not quite sure. If you know, then let me know down in the comments what cars he's actually going to be running, but I believe this one he's going to be running. If he does run this one, this is going to be the third year in a row. This is the same paint scheme. This is his original, just his basic M&M's car. I mean, it looks good. I mean, with the colors and stuff. You know, even though usually on a NASCAR that if you have too many colors on one car, it kind of looks crowded, but you know, with M&Ms being so many colors, it doesn't look bad. But we'll move on to none other than the 2017 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series champion, which now runs in the number 19 car for Joe Gibbs Racing. Now that Joe Gibbs Racing has added Martin Truex Jr. to their team, I think Joe Gibbs Racing is going to be a powerhouse team with Truex and Busch, who in 2018 combined a total of 12 wins. So that's 12 wins with them, and if Hamlin can break out and do something this year, then that'll be more. And, if Jones can win one, then that's even more. So I think Joe Gibbs Racing is going to be a great team. This paint scheme in general looks pretty good. I do like this paint scheme. And it looks similar to what he's run in years past with his Bass Pro Shops. And looks more similar to 2018 than it does 2019. It looks similar to 2018 more than it does 2017, this paint scheme does. So let's expect much from Martin Truex Jr. this year in his new 19 car. But that's not the only paint scheme he has. He also has his auto owner's insurance. I found this one online, and this one's a pretty good paint scheme. I'm only going to start out with his Bass Pro Shops paint scheme because I don't have a Martin Truex Jr. Bass Pro Shops. So I do like the Bass Pro Shops better than the auto owners, but this one doesn't look bad overall. It looks pretty similar to what he's run in years past, except the hood, the front part of the car is brighter. It's a brighter blue than it has been these last couple years, where last year was just the back of the car. You see the color of the back of the car? That's what it was the entirety, and now it's light at the front and dark at the back. So then we move on to his teammate Eric Jones in the number 20 DeWalt car. This is the same paint scheme that's been running since Matt Kenseth in 2017, where he drove it. Then Eric Jones took over in 2018 and ran this. Now he's going to run it for a third year. The only difference from 2017 to 2018 was the Reesers, and now it is the same as last year. Don't see any differences. So we will move on to the number 21 car now. As here it is the 21 of Paul Menard, and this is the same paint scheme that's been running for a few years now, since 2016, where they took the line off the bottom, like the red or gold line under the 21 on the side, but the only difference is the Mustang from last year to this year. It's the same, doesn't look bad, it's more of the custom Wood Brothers car, so nothing too big about this one. So now we're going to move on to the 2018 champion, which is the 22 of Joey Logano, and nothing too big about this one either, other than the fact that it's been changed from Fusion to Mustang, and the paint scheme itself is the same. I'm planning on getting this one because I don't have a Shell Pennzoil one from 2018, or years back, because you could pretty much use a paint scheme from 2013 and it be like exactly the same, since now they changed it from Fusion to Mustang, so now you have to get a new one for Joey Logano if you want to be accurate. As now we have William Byron, no longer a rookie. He won Rookie of the Year award. In his Exalta car, this one's the same as last year. I don't think I'm going to get this one this year because I have last year's. So nothing too big changes-wise. It might have been a Hertz thing right there, right before the tire well, but I don't know if that one's been there or not. Other than that, this paint scheme is basically the exact same. So we're going to move on to his next one, which is his Liberty University. Nothing looks too big changes-wise. I think this one looks the same when they changed it from midway in 2018 from red numbers to white numbers. So I don't think there's any changes. I'm probably just gonna stick with the 2018 one that I have because it's the same other than the red numbers, and I don't think that really looks bad. So nothing too big on this one. So we'll move on to his Hertz car, which this one is, as I said in one of my videos, that my least favorite paint schemes of 2018, my top 10 least favorite. This was in here. I don't like this car. I think it looks ugly, to be honest with you. I like the black one that ran in like the All-Star Open, was it? I think, yeah, that's right. That one looks a lot better. I really like that one, but this one, just a plain old yellow with black Hertz, and it's not really a good car in my opinion. Next we move on to Daniel Suarez. Now he's in the 41 car for Stewart-Haas, and I gotta tell you, I like what they've done to the back of this car. It's not just a plain old black. It is like, it's now, it's obviously got Eris on the side now, and it also has like a blocky, like a robot type thing, like maybe Minecraft looking thing on the back. But I gotta tell you, with the Mustang 2, this one looks pretty good, and I'm hoping that moving over to Stewart-Haas Racing can really help Suarez get his first career win. And then we have Kyle Larson in the number 42 car, and this one looks basically the same as last year. I think there's a little bit more blue instead of white, but nevertheless, it's looking pretty good. I think I'll probably just keep the Credit One Bank car from 2018 and just use that, since this is pretty similar. You know, I don't see the use in getting a car that's almost identical unless you've have a big scratch or something on it, or something like that, where the car's been damaged. But we'll move on to what is now not a rookie more. I cut the video short. I was gonna say anymore, so he's no longer a rookie anymore. Bubba Wallace, or Darrell Wallace Jr. You can see right there it says Bubba Wallace. This paint scheme is I like this one. The Plan B sales. This looks pretty good. I'm not sure. I couldn't find any other ones that directly said 2019 paint schemes, but I'm sure he's going to have similar ones. But this one looks very nice with the white and the blue and the black. I do like this one for Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace always has those great cars. If we could only get him to victory lane, it'd be nice. So now we'll move on to the number 47 car, which is now Ryan Preece. No longer is AJ Allmendinger in the 47 car. It's now Ryan Preece. I will tell you that I do like the 2018 47 car better than this year's. Just personally, I don't like this one as much. I think they should have just stuck with last year's, but they got to change it. That's what they did because it's a new driver coming in. So uh, it doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look as good. As now we move on to Jimmy Johnson's 2019 car, and it's no longer Lowe's, it is now Ally. Basically, what they did with this car was they ripped the Lowe's off and put Ally on, because it's the same black car, and it's the same neon yellow 48. I do like the neon yellow 48. I'm not sure about the Ally. I mean, if you had to put the Ally and the Lowe's together, I'd probably have to say I like the Lowe's better, even though I don't like the Lowe's very much either. This one, I don't like it very much. The paint, like the Ally, is just, it's like there's 3 or 4 Allies on the hood that are just overlaid on top of each other. This one's, I don't think it's very good. So, I wonder what this car's going to do in 2019. Next, we have the 88 of Alex Bowman, which is nationwide, and I'm not sure which one I like better, last year's or this one. They both look pretty good, and I think this one with the light shining on it makes this one look even better. But, you know, a good paint scheme in general. I like the looks of it, and I'm excited to see if Alex Bowman can win in 2019. This one, on the other hand, I don't like really. I don't know why they decided to put the blue numbers and the orange together. I can't remember if they did that for 2018 too. I don't like this one very much. It has like a red on the hood, and then it has orange along the side. It has like 3 colors on it with the white and stuff. It's just, I don't like this one as much. I like the Nationwide a lot better. He also has his Exalta, which is the exact same thing as last year. Nothing too big and special about this one, but I do like it. I'm probably going to get the Nationwide for this year just because it's more of his main paint scheme. Although this one did run a lot last year, so I might get the Exalta over the Nationwide. That's probably what I'll do, is I'll use the 2018 Nationwide maybe and get this Exalta. So we'll see, as we're going to move on to his last paint scheme that I have, which is his Valvoline paint scheme. I think this one's the same as last year. I don't know, there might be a few differences, but this one, nevertheless, it looks pretty good, with the Camaro on the front too. I think this is, this comes in third out of the ones that I have for today. The Lumar comes in last, Valvoline is third, and then second is the Exalta, probably, and then I like the Nationwide this year. That goes in first. And our final driver for today is Matt DiBenedetto in the number 95 Pro Core car for Levine Family Racing. This one, it's looks pretty good. I do like it. Last year's a little bit better. I don't like the yellow numbers on the side very much. I have 2 pictures here for you guys, and I'll put up the other one right here pretty soon. And I'm not sure exactly which one he's supposed to be running. I found 2 online, but I'm not sure which one actually was his paint scheme that he was going to run. As here should be the other one popping up, and these are the white numbers like it was last year. I feel like there's more black on the car this year than it was. But you know, they both look good. I like the one without the yellow numbers a little bit better, but either way, I hope this move to Levine Family Racing can help out Matt DiBenedetto. So that's all for you guys. I didn't get every single driver in the NASCAR Cup Series, just for sake of time. I got the majority of the main drivers there, and yeah, racing's coming soon, and I'm excited to see some of these paint schemes in Victory Lane. As I will see you guys back with another video soon. Please subscribe, and I will see you guys